1051.
What up, y'all? It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. We got some special guests hanging with us this morning.
Yes, Ransom and Statik Selektah.
Yes.
Do y'all have a group name? Or just the name, the title of the album is The Proposal?
Yeah, definitely.
That's just the album. So y'all, that's like not the group, like
Nah,
the throne.
Nah.
Okay.
Oh, come on, you know better than that. It's like when Envy did the co-op.
The call was the name of the group.
Oh, it was?
Nobody ever heard that. Nobody heard that album.
That was Envy and Red Cafe.
Ransom made a crazy face this night.
We have sold over 50,000 units, Charlamagne.
Don't compare us to Envy and Red Cafe.
Nah.
That shit sold 50,000 units. Our record was spitting on the radio, so you better stop it.
It was spinning on the radio because you work for the radio station.
Look, I didn't say why it was spinning. I just said it was spinning.
Nah, there was some hot joints on that, though. But F all that. How'd y'all get together?
Me and Ransom both like to talk a lot of trash.
Absolutely.
And we met on my radio show, and we were just like, let's get in the lab and make something happen. And there it is, like a month later, it's done.
Okay.
We found time to get together and say, yeah, let's go to the studio work. So.
But I would imagine that both of you have, talked-ish with a lot of different people. Like, I know Statik Selektah knows everyone, worked with everybody. I know Ransom, obviously, you have your whole catalog of people that you work with. Especially, you wrote all the Nicki Minaj's rhymes. So
I knew that was coming.
I did.
I knew that was coming.
So what made you guys decide, like, this is the guy I want to do my project with?
I don't know. When I researched Statik, I mean, I always knew the name. So when I researched, I was like, this he's worked with a lot of good people. Nas from everywhere from Nas to M. So I was like, yeah, I think I need to do this or whatever.
Whose idea was it?
It was kind of mutual.
We just did the first record, and we were like, all right, we just bang one out. Let's just keep going. And
did the album like in 4 days.
Right.
Actually, yeah.
I always tell a lot of artists that are on the come up. Well, not that you're on the come up, but I tell other artists this, that it's really important to develop a sound. And sometimes it's easier to try to really work with one producer.
Yeah, it is easier. I mean, like I said, we did the album in 4 days. So once we did the first record, it just kind of took off. Like, we just, record after record, just knocked it out. So it was kind of like easy.
This is before you went in or when you came on?
This when I came on.
Okay.
This was like...
we just did this. Put it this way, I mastered the album, and it was out less than 24 hours later. Like, we just did
No
this.
time to leak.
Yeah, we just did it.
Now, Ransom, you do like to talk a lot, you know what I'm saying? But which beef should we start with? Let's start with Joe Budden, since we just mentioned jail.
Okay.
Why did you say jail and Joe Budden? Why?
Because that's when he got locked up, after he got into that situation with Joe Budden.
All right, so explain it.
Yeah, it was an altercation with Joe Buns. And I ended up getting incarcerated after that.
So what was the altercation? What happened for people who don't know?
It was an altercation in front of my house. Shots was fired. I was blamed for it.
He came in front of your house?
Yeah.
Joe Budden came in front of your house?
Yeah, and he had a video camera crew or whatever.
This was before the world
Streaming
started.
live.
This was before people was really getting world started.
This was before that.
So he came to your house with a camera for what? It wasn't to say hi.
Nah, I don't think he thought I was going to be there. I think he was like coming to my block to be like, look, I'm out here and he ain't here.
Right.
Whatever. So I was out there.
And you stood your ground.
Yeah, and whatever happened that
We don't
night.
have that stand your ground law here.
No, yeah,
No.
he figured that out.
The hard way. I figured that out the
hard
hard way. But yeah, after that altercation, then the video with the slap and all that. A lot of people think I got incarcerated because of that.
What slap?
You can't get incarcerated because you slap somebody.
No, you gotta explain it because people don't know. So Joe Budden came to your house and then you went to his house.
When we went looking for him, we couldn't find him, so we just kind of found the closest thing.
Like one of his mans.
Yeah, but
Okay.
he was there or whatever that night. So whatever happened with that.
You allegedly slapped him. You said allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah. And then I can say it now because I already did the time.
All right, so you slapped him.
Not me,
jeopardy
but somebody
here.
I was with slapped him or whatever, and he pressed charges on me. Whatever. Not him, but Joseph Buttons pressed charges on me. And
Joe Budden pressed charges on you because you slapped somebody else?
no, for the
gun
night
shooting.
yeah.
Okay.
And I ended up they gave me 5 years.
What was the charge?
Assault
with a deadly weapon?
with a deadly weapon.
Oh,
Second degree.
So Joe actually wrote a statement and all that other good
He
stuff?
pressed charges on me, yeah. I mean, I don't, this is just
So
what
what
happens.
happened when the person allegedly started shooting? He just
I mean, I ain't gonna allege. I mean, I did it.
okay.
I got
So
it.
you started
You got a
shooting.
bad shot, Ransom. How many times?
So
I got a bad shot.
you wasn't trying to kill him. Though. You wasn't really trying to shoot him.
Nah. I mean, I I mean,
It was a warning shot.
Yeah, you could say that.
Statik Selektah, did you know all this before you did this album with him and had
Yeah,
him in
I
the crib?
did,
All
I
that?
did,
All right, go ahead, finish the story.
He wrote a song about it.
I mean, it was the shots wasn't really. He was already out the picture. He already ran or whatever. So it wasn't really at him. Just at the whole entourage kind of deal. And he got missed, thankfully.
Thank God you
Thankfully,
missing it. Thank
sheesh.
God you're a bad shot,
So
boy.
I've seen you and Buttons in the same place before. Like, do you say anything to
happened?
him? Or?
What happened?
Nothing.
Tell the truth.
I don't remember.
All right.
It was brief. I just remember seeing Buttons,
I don't ever
then
see them in
seeing
the same
you,
spot.
and I remember telling people, all right, make sure you got your phones out, record, because something might happen
Was
between
that at my bowling party or something?
It was at your bowling party, yep.
Yep.
Sheesh.
Everybody was like, yeah. I
But
mean,
the thing is that you and Joe Budden used to be cool. Like, y'all used
I
to.
wouldn't say that, but it's peace now. I don't want no problems. I'm good. I'm on parole. I'm good. I don't want no problems.
But
I
y'all
wish
both
him
from
the
Jersey
best.
City, so what happened? What started this? I mean,
It'll
y'all
be
both
over.
signed the Clue at one time.
Yeah, I mean, we was never signed, but we was definitely affiliated. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what started it. I seen a vlog or whatever. He was talking smack, said some things about his woman at the time.
Tahiri,
Yeah.
you hit it?
Like I said, I said some things about his woman at the time.
Nah, Ransom knocked off Tahiri.
And then nah. And then he took it personal, so that happened. But I wish him the best.
So it's all over a woman. This is all over Tahiri, basically. Basically, it is.
You could say that.
Okay.
He almost put you away for 5 years. How much of that time you had to do?
I did 2 years,
Woo!
and I did the rest on parole.
So you on parole now?
Yeah.
So it's one of those situations when you get off parole, you going to be on an
No,
episode of Love and Hip Hop,
no.
jumping on Joe Butt.
No.
And the thing is that things were really heating up for you at the time before you went to jail, and then you go to jail, and that kind of just
Definitely deaded it.
screech.
Definitely deaded it.
Yeah, say it like that.
What? It's the
It
truth.
definitely was a screech, though. Everything happens for a reason, though, because I wouldn't be here if that didn't happen. So
How does that affect your relationship with artists, Statik? Do you play Joe Budden's records?
I mean, me and Joe don't have a personal relationship, but Royce is like family. Joel's family, Crooked Eye. So like, me and Joe see each other, we dap each other up, but we never like work together or anything. But I let the people I work with are very controversial. I work with Saigon,
Okay.
who had a problem with Joe at the time as well. I work with I'm trying to think of like the top cats I work with that got beef with people, but I always stay like either neutral or if my name gets brought up, it's like it is what it is. But I stay neutral just for the purpose of, I'm a DJ. I play records. I'm on the radio. I got a lot of personal relationships and alliances. But as far as like that goes, his situation helped fuel me to be like, you know what, let's do this project, because I think Ransom's like one of those rappers that he always been on the mixtapes. He always been on the freestyles, radio, all that. But he never had like a solid piece of work put together that like an album. It was always mixtapes or and I think this was his chance to really show and prove that he over some I don't even want to be biased, but on the kind of hip hop that New York needs, that's what he's on this, and it came out perfect.
Do you let him tap some jaws if he's like, yo, I want to diss somebody?
He says a couple things. He has a line on the tape where he's like, he talks about how he worked with Big Crit before anybody, and then when Kendrick. He talks a lot of people where he's like, when the table turns and someone blows up, they don't always look out back. Now that's his relationship with them. You know what I mean? Like I let him say whatever he wants to say.
Yeah, I just did the beat. I ain't gonna.
Yeah, I mean, there's a short list of like rappers that I would.
didn't know
be
what
like,
he was gonna
"All right, nah,
say."
you can't talk about him, like, because he's like, you know what I mean? But
Cool.
Eminem, I'm on his radio station, so M's always off limits. Plus, there's certain cats, Nas is one of them. There's certain people I think every MC should respect to not go there because they're not on that. Like if Jay-Z says something about Eminem, that's fair play, that's them. But a lot of like, it's thirsty to mention certain people's names. Right. You know what I mean? So there's a very short list. Besides that, I don't care what anyone says, Now,
Ransom, you did a diss to Kendrick too, King Kendrick.
I wasn't a diss.
A lot of people say you're from Jersey. Why stick up for New York?
Well, actually, I was born in Brooklyn and I was raised in Jersey, so I get both sides of the world. Like, so I'm just defending the whole coast. And I'm not defending it. I didn't think anything was wrong with what he said or whatever. I just was like, let's rap, like
Let me respond.
Yeah, let's rap. I mean, everybody else doing it.
I don't think the whole Kendrick thing ended up the way he wanted it, though. I think he wanted like Drake and J. Cole and certain people to jump in it and turn it into something fun. And none of them really did. Drake said his little comments, now they're dissing each other, but it's not even rapping now. It's like,
Right.
I don't know.
Nah, Kendrick's still rapping though.
No,
he's
everybody's
still
rapping.
rapping.
Like, all of
He's
them
still
are
rapping. He's still
But
rapping.
People took
That's
it very
kinda why
personally. People took it very personally.
He inspired the wrong people.
The reason we call the album a proposal is because literally we're proposing for anyone really to come together, producer, DJ, MC, whatever, and make some good music. Because let's keep it real, most of the stuff coming out sucks. So I love it when Kendrick did that. Like, the competition's great, but I don't think 90% of the people can hang with the competition. So it's like, we just did it like, yo, we proposed to you, step your game up.
Well, you did some very creative things on this project.
Yeah.
Like you had this song Reservoir Scars.
Uh-huh.
And you talk from the perspective of 3 different people.
Exactly. I like to tell stories that come from a real place, because I come from a real place, so I'm real creative when it comes down to stuff like that. I think, like the music, I think that's missing from the game right now, like the artist storytelling and perspective type rap. I think that's missing right now, so I try to give a little something different on this album or whatever. Whatever, any album that I do from here on out is going to be creative, like, because that's just me.
What's your ideal situation now, would you say?
Would you even want to sign to a major?
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Were you signed to a major before?
Never.
Cause there was rumor that you signed to Def Jam at one time.
Close. It was real close, but it didn't happen.
I first heard you on Desert Storm.
That's when we was gonna do the Def Jam thing, but it didn't work out for various reasons.
That was through the Desert Storm was through Def Jam, that deal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it didn't work out, whatever. So that was the last time I was like, I just not wash my hands of it, just like, let me do my own thing.
But why didn't it work out?
I mean,
How was it working with Clue? How was Clue as a boss, Ransom?
Don't answer that. You don't have to answer that, Ransom.
I'm just asking a question.
Don't have to answer that, Ransom.
wow.
Ransom, don't answer that. Next question. So you had a partner back in the day, Ransom.
Yeah, I had a partner. Thank you, Envy, for that.
What happened?
Thank you for that.
Where's your partner at now? And why y'all not doing records with each other anymore?
We still cool. I'm still cool with him. I try to drag him out as many times as I could, but I don't think he doesn't have the passion for it like I do, so he just left it alone. And I think if you're going to do this, you got to do it 150%. You can't go halfway. And we used to like force him to get in the studio. And
Sheesh.
yeah, like
Some people feel blessed for that opportunity.
yeah, he just didn't. It just wasn't for him. So
What is he doing now?
I really don't know. He's doing some boxing thing. Why are y'all laughing? Stop. Not funny. Yeah, he's really.
Because of the way he laughed, it made me laugh.
Nah, he's doing some boxing, something with that. But he's doing good. He's good.
Okay.
So have you spoken to Nicki Minaj since y'all little fire?
Nah. I ain't
Only on
talked to her.
Twitter.
On Twitter, yeah. But
It seemed like she kind of took it back, not 100%, but a little.
that was lame.
You know what? Yeah, because she hadn't really heard it. But
Yeah.
the way they approached her, she didn't know what happened, but, I could see they juiced it up.
They did juice it up. I think she went a little overboard. But, I could have went overboard because I do know at the end of the day. So I could have went Gucci, man, but I ain't do it. I just left it alone.
Scaff Beezy didn't reach out to you or nothing like.
Why would he do that? Why would he do something like
I don't
that?
know, just try to be like, yo, we didn't know nothing.
Oh.
I didn't mean like try to,
Oh, nah, yeah.
Did you really write for her?
No, I didn't write for her.
That's not what he was trying to say in the song. But I could
From
see
what I
why
know,
it
she
got
writes,
misconstrued a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. But from what I know, she always wrote her own stuff. I've seen her. I've worked with her, so for what I've seen, I don't know about now. She got kind of antsy when they asked her that, so I don't know. Maybe there's some truth to it. I don't know. But I never wrote anything.
The barbs were coming at you, I bet, though.
Yeah, they was.
They
They
don't
was
play.
real malicious. Those barbs. I ain't playing with them barbs. I just leave them alone. Like. So but at the end of the day, it is what it is. She said she was better than me. She's definitely not better than me. Let's
You're
just leave
supposed
it
to
at
feel like that, though, as we learned from Kendrick's
are.
verse. You're supposed to think you're
But
better than everybody.
you can't. You can't say it's craziness like that. That's people gonna think you're on drugs or something like. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That she could think that she's better than me. Like you're not better than me. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with you say. You're supposed to think that you're better, but you're not.
That'd be like the stupidest battle ever. You and Nicki.
I wouldn't
back
do
and
it.
forth.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I won't do it.
The proposals on iTunes right now. Go ahead, go back and forth with Nicki Minaj.
So what's the plan to support this project, though? Are you going to go on tour? Like,
I mean, as soon as I get off parole.
oh, you can't even go on tour.
Damn.
Damn it.
Buttons
That's
got
why I
you
be
where you
see-
can't leave the state, dog.
Are you supposed to be here right now? Well, we in Jersey right now, right?
We in Jersey right now.
We in Jersey right now.
We in Jersey right now.
Man, Tahiri got you on lockdown.
Love it. House arrest. You shoot a reality show.
Yo, crazy. Nah, we good. As soon if I get off February, so we good.
Oh man.
I'm free.
So you and Statik, what do y'all think the problem is with East Coast hip hop as a whole? Specifically the New York, New Jersey region.
Well, for a long time, the identity was gone. But now, if you look at, like, I was looking at the Billboard. I forget what list it was the other day, but I was looking at it, and I'm thinking, like, how many of these careers literally were getting started in my studio? Like, you got Joey Badass, Action Bronson, Mac Miller, you know, even cats like, man, even like when you go back and even go back to the Akon days, like I was doing his first. I watched so many people come out and I did their first mixtapes or produced their first records or whatever, and watched them make millions of dollars. So now I'm like, nah, we're keeping it in house. You know, like I seen the Talent and Ransom. I was like, let's do a project, put it out. Same thing I did with Action. The same thing with me and Joey. It's like I'm on tour with Joey every day, so it's like I'm not letting things slip through the cracks anymore. I think for a long time, especially New York DJs, they just let artists do. It's not about letting them do, but it's about letting them lose their direction, and like really we're the gatekeepers. It's our job to keep our identity is in this music thing. It's cool to have balance. Like if you want to make a party record, a trap record, whatever, that's cool, but make sure you got those records that make you feel like you're in New York City, not at Mardi Gras, you know?
Got you. Can you reach out to those people now for like verses and features and stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. My last album had everybody on it from man, the list is crazy, but
Well, I want to thank you, Statik Selektah, because we used to be co-workers.
yeah.
And I used to have a show that came on right before his show, and we used to leave that place a mess. And it used to be,
I don't really know how Statik get down.
yeah, it used to be madness, but he was always very nice and very patient with me. So.
Oh, Statik took over your show because he got madness every night when his show was on. He got strippers walking through.
Oh, last night we had twins naked on the air, like messing with each other. It was kind of creepy.
Yeah.
But every night's creepy.
Well,
But
there's a no insertion rule there now, so.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Well, not what they have shades over there, so you know.
If people knew
nobody's-
the reason why they have that rule, it's really, really disgusting. What is going on? Nah,
Oh, you
I
can't
say
say.
that.
Oh yeah, I forgot you still work there.
Oh, my God. Well, we appreciate you joining us today. The album's in stores right now.
The
Yes,
proposal.
sir. Yes, sir.
Make sure you pick it up. Statik Selektah and Ransom, and it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Real people, real celebrities, real talk.
Join the Breakfast Club.
Blast off in your ear.
Weekday morning, 6 to 10.